Welcome back. Part 3 of CSS. In the last video, I told you about how you can use selectors to actually select specific tags within your document. Well, right now, I'm going to show you a little bit more about these selectors. Selectors actually have what they call pseudo elements and pseudo attributes. For example, let's say, for example, over here in my styling.html page, I'm going to remove a few things. Let's say I remove, you know what? I won't remove anything. I'm just going to add a few more anchor tags over here. So I'm going to copy that, Control C, and I'm going to paste it, Control V, Control V. So, and I'm going to remove a few of these things. So I don't need the alternate text. So I'm going to remove that. Oops, excuse me. I'm going to remove the alternate text over here. Ta-da! Okay, and click you, and this is click me. I know that's starting to sound like a little bit like a Lionel Richie song. Click you, click me. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Okay, so for click me, I'm just going to say go to tikishibuden.com, and for click you, I'm just gonna say go to amazon.com. Okay, so we have a few links over here, and what I'm gonna do is I want to basically have general rules for my anchor tags. That means, so for example, I want all anchor tags, okay, all anchor tags to have this general rule. All anchor tags will have color that's let's say green. Okay, so let's say green. So all anchor tags have the color green. Now you might be asking us a very smart question, and that is, well, what happens when you have a conflict? Like over here you have anchor tags that have the attribute alt and ends with Yahoo. You want the color to be orange, but then I said all anchor tags have to be green. What happens then? Well, here's the rule. The most general rule will be applied first. So all anchor tags will be green, but then after that, any anchor tag that has this rule, this color will be applied to it after. And if we take a look at it, this is what it looks like right now. Ta-da! Only the Yahoo one is orange. All the others are now green. And as you can see from the first example over here, it combined. So for example, here I said the font was bolder and all anchor tags are green. So it starts to combine all the styles. In the case of a conflict, basically it will apply the most specific rule after. Okay, so that's the sequence. Now here's something else I'm going to introduce you to. Many tags have what they call pseudo elements, and like for example, anchor tags have a pseudo, sorry, they're not a pseudo element, this is a pseudo class. It's like a fake class. There's a class called hover. Now what this means is, when I hover over the anchor tag over here, what style would I like to apply to it? So let's say, for example, when I hover over it, I'm going to say font size, and let's say font size is, we'll make it 18 points or something like that. In fact, you know what? Since we're learning, I'm going to introduce you to a new piece of terminology. I'm going to say 2 M's over here. And what is a 2M? And it's pronounced M. This means 2 times its regular size. So whatever the size of the font is, I want to raise it by 2 times. So if I say 2.5 over here, it means increase it by 2.5 times. So what this means is anchor tags, when they first start out, the color is going to be green, but when I hover over them, they're going to have a font size that's 2.5 times whatever their regular size is. So let's take a look at this. Save it, run it, and watch what happens. I'm going to hover over this Google link over here, and ta-da! Ooh my! And then I'm going to link on the other. Click you link, and ta-da! It's again 2.5 times its size. But when I remove my mouse, when I move it out of its area, ta-da! It goes back to its regular size. So this is what you call a pseudo class. There are many different pseudo classes, and I will introduce you to them in time to come. I just want you to understand what this means over here. Okay? Then they also have pseudo elements. So this is how in CSS3 they've introduced a new concept called pseudo elements. For example, you can take part of a paragraph. So I want to apply this style to a paragraph, and a paragraph, I don't want to apply it to the whole paragraph. I just want to apply it to the, and then you'll see 2 colon marks. Now be careful about that. 2 colons means it's a pseudo element. I'm going to treat this as a separate element. So I want the first letter. Ta-da! Now in the first letter, I want the font size. You know how in fairy tale books the first letter of every paragraph is always this really highly stylized character with a super large font? So I'll do the same thing over here. We'll say 24 points, or since we're learning about M's, I'm going to say 5 M's. There you go. That should be nice and large. So I'm going to apply this style to all first letters of every single paragraph. And as you can see, the result is this. This is a paragraph, and ta-da! That is massive. Oh my God. As you can see, it's 5 times its, well, whatever size it started with. Okay, so, and it only affects all the paragraphs. So essentially that's what I wanted to tell you with CSS selectors. So you now know about CSS selectors for entire tags, for tags of the same type. You now know about CSS selectors for particular classes. You now know about CSS styles applied to tags with specific IDs, or even a list of different tags. Also specific tags that follow a particular pattern, or if they have particular attributes. And you now know about pseudo classes and pseudo elements. So again, this is just an overview. I will come into more specific details when we come into the next sections. And as always, I'm going to give you a site to bookmark for, you know, all these properties over here. How do you know what this text decoration is to here? I mean, color, font weight. Is there like a reference where I can get all these different properties? Yes, there is. In fact, I showed it to you on the second video, if I'm not, yeah, on the second video. It's the same site as before. It's W3 Schools. Yes, that's right. It's the same site. Now, if you scroll down to W3 Schools, you'll see that there's a reference for CSS. If you click on that reference right there, you will see that there's a reference for just about everything. Color, opacity, background, how you write those things, borders, and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to leave that reference with you. Remember to bookmark it, and we'll see you in the next section.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe. Also, check out the links below. And if you'd like me to cover something else, please leave a comment down below.